Bhagavate Bhakti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate. Srimad prayers for Bhagavan Vasa. Vedakar Vedakar Sangrim Sarga Udyamamavaha Anmaya Padikam Yagre Yanmam Kartaya Bhavan Aveda Bhagat Sangrim Sarga Udyamam Avaha Anmaya Padikam Yagre Yanmam Kartaya Bhavan. Maveda Garbhagasangrim Sarga Udyamamavaha Tanmaya Paditam Yagre Yanmam Pachayati Bhavan. Aveda Garbhadastandri Sajau Yamamaha Tanmaya Paditam Yagre Yanmam Pachayati Bhavan. Sri Bhagavan Vasa. The Lord, the personality of Godhead, said, do not Veda Garbha, for you who have the depth of all Vedic wisdom. Gaha, Gaha Chandri, become dejected. Sarge, for creation. Udyamam, enterprises. Abaha, you just undertake. Tat, that, Maya, by me, Apadikam, executed. He certainly, Agre, previous, yet with Mam, from me, Nartayate, begging, Bhavan, me, Supreme Personality of God had been said, O Brahma, what depth of Vedic wisdom! Be neither depressed nor anxious about the execution of creation. What you're begging from me has already been granted to you. For any person authorized by either the Lord or by his bona fide representative is already blessed, as is the work entrusted to him. First, the person entrusted with such a responsibility should always be aware of his incapability. He must always look for the mercy of the Lord for the successful execution of his duty. One should not be puffed up because he is entrusted certain executive work. Fortunate is he who is so entrusted, uh, and if he is always fixed in the sense of being subordinate to the will, he is sure to come out successful in the discharge of his work. Arjuna was entrusted with the work of fighting on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Therefore, he was so entrusted. The Lord had already arranged for his victory, and before he was so entrusted, the Lord had already arranged for his victory. But Arjuna was always conscious of his position as subordinate to the Lord, as well as he accepted him as the supreme God and his responsibility. Anyone who takes pride in doing responsible work but does not give credit to the Supreme Lord is certainly falsely proud and cannot execute anything. Right? Remind persons in the line of the disciplic succession who follow in his footsteps are always successful in the discharge of loving transcendental service to the Supreme Lord. Om Jnana Bhagavatamam Vande Gurun. Vaishnava Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama. The 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita begins with Arjuna asking 6 or 8 questions that have to be counted. Doesn't ask certain questions. And one of the questions he asked was, what is this world? Specifically, what is this manifested world? And I don't even know the answer. Krishna's answer was that this world is an ever-changing wrong. Ever-changing wrong. That means it's a wrong where the only thing that's constant is the change. So everything in this wrong changes. And that creates fear in living entities. If we were to examine typical modern person or we were to examine a whole lot of people, we would find that one of the base emotions, if not the base emotion, what's the base emotion? Bottom line. That's the emotion upon all other emotions that they stack up. So, what is that emotion? It appears to be fear. It appears to be fear. People don't go to school because of positive type of an experience where you think I'm going to achieve positive happiness. No, they're going there maybe because they think I'm going to achieve positive. But why do they want positive happiness if they don't? For education, people marry because they don't want to. People chase money because they don't want to. And even that thing which we know as positive happiness, people seek it because they don't want to. Fear seems to be the base emotion. And one of the reasons for this is, of course, human beings are frail, fragile. We're vulnerable. We can get hurt in varieties of ways, physically, mentally, emotionally, many different ways. But one way that really contacts the situation is the fact that no matter, having understood that we're fragile, that no matter what kind of arrangement you make now, in due course of time, it shall become inadequate. Why? Because the situation is when you find a certain comfort, the person is trying to really hold on to that comfort. But the situation changes economically, political, whether our emotional state, everything is changing everywhere, inside out, everything is changing all the time. So it's no, whatever arrangement you make for us, in due course of time becomes inadequate, becomes irrelevant. In some places things are more stable than in others, but nevertheless there's the constant. And so people tend to live in people that tend to live in fear because now this is one of the reasons why we like predictability. When we can predict things, like that. It was for those who were organized, for those who were asking for a ride, and they would, but if you organize it, and you know that, will it rain, will it get permits, whichever open is great, we just don't know. Again, changes all the time. You see a card, I can't tell you how many Rath Yatras I've been to where the wheels came off. Quite a few. And then several Rath Yatras I attended were continued with only two charities. And once, even only one. First they shifted Subhadra and Balaram started, then Balaram and Subhadra and Jagannath started. The two charities left. One of the wheels came with computers saying scheduled hard drive. And so therefore people find it comfortable when they can predict, when you can predict whether, as a teenage boy, I used to sail a lot. Yeah. Everyone there has a boat and a sailboat. You're one in the car. Everyone in the car in the boat. And this was, in those days, we didn't have access. But we went out at sea and read the signals and sequence in order to predict weather. But it was still no. Took this I think super sort of super. Few times I remember taking some people out of the like save some money as a boy. There obviously weren't people of the sea. There wasn't even a storm. Maybe open. They were vomiting, begging, bleeding, throwing people out. It was terrible. So therefore we like for the specific people tend to enjoy and they can predict and they can kind of out. What's interesting, when we look back at certain things that we have gone through an adventure in Krishna consciousness, or not, but it doesn't matter for the sake of things, it's all that important. Um, there was so many things unpredictable, and now we sort of laugh at it and think, oh, there was such good times, and we didn't know what would come out of it, whether we're going to succeed or not. I remember when we went to a country where there was no devotees, went to the two of us slept in the car, and it was literally cold. Then in the morning we parked in the bridge, and in the morning we would go and take baths in the river, which is more like liquid ice. And then after that, we frozen. Then have no warm place. Then we didn't know whether we could make it there or not. I remember with the this is some great times. Recently I went to open in a big Spain is a very small country, just north of the Mediterranean, going inland into the mountains. We didn't know whether we were going to have guests, whether people would come to lectures, whether we were to meet someone, establish a center, etc. We didn't. And so while we were in the middle of that situation, it was intense. But now, when it's all gone, we're all remembering it with great smile. But if I were to be again placed in a similar situation or with a lack of predictability, I would again be a little nervous. So this way, people long for predictability. Now they say that something is mother of boredom. What's the mother of boredom? Yes, that's pretty good. There's a little more to it, and it's almost a secret. It's predictability. You were you were able to predict everything. Repetition, predictability, boredom. The guys deal with the devil. Deal with that. First, you will have anything you want, whatever you wanted, you would get. Then after that, it will go. And so whatever you wanted, you would get. And it became super predictable. Whatever you wanted, great. If the balls and the wall go into appropriate holes, and you would win. And then eventually, right? Oh, if you take it, once he's ever, that he's done with this, must be much better than now. He's taking for help. So you are already, you have input help. Not stay there. And yeah, it's an interesting thought. But so it's interesting how we were terrified. We're terrified of the lack of predictability. And then when we get predictability, then again, it's like living in hell. And so what's interesting is to actually believe in God. They're neither there nor here. These two categories. Rather, they don't know what's going to happen, but they do draw a compass. What do they? What does? Where does the devotee draw its compass from? Some people call this fatalism, or one believe has faith. There's a fatalism. In the sense that he has faith that this way, this way. And so in this way, devotees do not suffer either from want or the lack of symptoms, do not suffer from excess or the lack of predictability. But we don't know. We even say God knows. Because let me surrender to Krishna. We try to listen to Krishna in our heart. We try to listen to the inspiration of our spiritual master, and then we engage in our deeds. Then whatever transpires from that, we'll get to okay. We did our best, the rest we need to do. And so this is the situation that Lord Brahma has found himself in. That Krishna, Narayana, very specifically, has come and told me, don't worry, it's all good. You just do your thing, and I have arranged everything else. In other words, whatever comes out of it, that's not your worry. Your worry is that you do your part. And this is now another interesting thing, because you know what determinism is? determinism. You know what determinism is? Determinism. Determinism. Determinism is a thought, a worldview, which thinks that everything is predetermined, that everything is predetermined. And so, I mean, you have people who say nothing is determined, and you have people who say everything is determined. But according to the Bhagavad Gita, there are five factors. First of all, if everything is predetermined, there will be no moral quality to our action. Well, if everything is predetermined, there will be no moral quality to our action. For our actions to have moral quality, we have to have the choice, literally. Because if we're not making the choice, someone else is. That means we're not morally responsible. But we are morally responsible because we do get pain or pleasure as a result of our activity, which means that we are morally liable. And to be morally liable, we have to have freedom. So devotee don't do it. But according to this situation that we find here in the Bhagavatam, Krishna many things are predetermined, but one thing which is not predetermined, our choice of how are we going to react to the situation. And so we may say, Krishna may say, I have battle of Kurukshetra. The result is already determined. It's already known. I have arranged for it. But it's still up to Arjuna to decide whether he's going to fight and with what kind of attitude is he going to fight. So why am I saying this? Because there are some devotees who become illusioned by thinking in terms of determinism. So Krishna is already arranged. He already everything. When I was a young brahmachari, I used to go out every day and distribute books. And I was really bad at it. I was one of the worst. And sometimes I go out and all day, 0 books, 1, 2, 3, 7. Woo! Huge numbers. And so I suffered a bit, And this one devotee, in order to console me, told me, don't worry, everything happens that Krishna has will. It means everything is already determined. Everything has been decided. We just need to go out and distribute books. And I was thinking, if everything is already decided, why should I go out? Right? Why should I go? And so we had a heated discussion. It was really a determinant. That's how you perceive everything. So Krishna knows whether you're going to out or not. Krishna knows. Well, if everything is determined, then why should I endeavor or not endeavor? So the point is that certain things are determined and certain are not. That's one. The other thing is the fact that Krishna knows something does not mean that he has arranged it to be so. Like I know that you're going to have prasadam after this. Does that mean I'm forcing you to take prasadam? I'm still taking out of your own volition. But I'm intelligent enough to know that you're going to take it. So in the same way, Krishna knows, but that does not mean that he's forcing us. Now, what's really, really important is that to understand that if someone says, if Krishna wants it, it is going to be so. This is This is, to think like this is to be absolutely and totally soaking in the waters of illusion. Why? Because like in the case here with Brahma, Krishna wanted Brahma to do the job. He could have done it himself. He didn't have to snap his fingers, everything could have. But it is an opportunity for Brahma to engage in devotional service, which means struggle. Struggle. Struggle is not a bad thing because you have to show some effort, right? Otherwise, what is devotion? So there has to be some effort. Effort requires some struggle. And so this is a great opportunity for Brahma. And Brahma doesn't know what the outcome is going to be, and he has to really just endeavor. But one thing he should be confident of, that is that as long as he does his best, that Krishna does the rest. So what's really important, and this is one of the names of Krishna, Bhagavat, that Krishna doesn't care really so much as to what are you going to do, why you're going to do it, and how you're going to do it, what kind. And so it is this bhakti with which we do things that we sometimes devotees they build temples, they tend to quote from Shastra, and there are such statements, the quote for God, will attain by things, etc., etc. But that's not true. You would build a temple and go to hell. Depends for what reasons and with what kind of attitude have you built. So that is bhakti. That's the only thing at the end of the day that counts. So Brahma here has an opportunity to serve. And similarly, we have an opportunity to serve. There's the mission that Krishna wanted. There's the mission that Srila Prabhupada definitely. Srila Prabhupada wanted us to want it too. This is the mission that we take to Krishna, be happy with it, and that we share it with the world. I mean, people share all kinds of God all day, night. Where you stick your head out. Promotion of this, that, the other thing, all useless for the most. We didn't even know we needed cell phones until they were made up. In other words, we never needed. Same thing with cars. People are just using their time and energy in a really wrong way for absolutely one result of this epidemic of cancer. Cancer is a result of not using things. It's not my speculation. Both in the three devotees were some of the leaders in this field. They told me that the cause of cancer is stressful, stressful mentally, physically, emotionally. And so what that does is makes the cells literally freak out. And they get into this deranged state and they will turn against their own solution. That's why? Because people are using their intelligence for very wrong, using our intelligence energy to serve Krishna and to promote really to promote it in organized fashion. That's really. And so, okay, now we have come to the point of actual service. We're not saying Krishna will do it all. Prabhupada said this. Prabhupada noticed that Krishna did not tell Arjuna, Arjuna, you just sit down and smoke some ganja, and I will take care of all these, or I will take care of this war situation of all these warriors. Prabhupada was not, he was no Gandhi. There was the thing. In other words, Srila Prabhupada joking, but seriously, you can't say Krishna prepared everything. No, we all do. Even if it has, if we don't take part in it by our own volition, we get no credit. We get no part in that big movement of kindness and it is up to us to participate, take Dr. Krishna's consciousness, be happy, and then share this wonderful with the rest of the world. Now, as we do this, Srila Prabhupada here several times, we should not think that we're now with something special. That we're very special. Prabhupada says, no, we should in no point think ourselves special. We can think ourselves having fortune, but we should not we should not become arrogant. Srila Prabhupada says, falsely proud, falsely proud. Rather, we should continue to be humble and respectful towards all living beings and continue to train ourselves for the next position. Now, just one little philosophical note here. That what goes on in this world is the Prabhupada very specifically described it as concentrated or extended selfishness. Concentrated selfishness is the grossest of selfishness. It's really only acutely aware only of our own needs. Then when the selfishness extends, then it tends to encompass other beings, but beings who are somehow ours, our family, my nation, my club, my team, why my team? Why not somebody else's? Because I'm me. In other words, it's still self-centered. And then even if we consent it, then if we don't serve our own selfishness, then we tend to serve someone else's selfishness. And someone may say, but that is selfless. However, the point is, that there's only one selfishness in this world that ought to be served. That is the selfishness of Krishna. Now, why is it immoral for people to be selfish? And why is it moral for God to be selfish? Because unlike us, Krishna is in the central position. We're in the peripheral position. And anyone who doesn't understand this is really mentally deranged. So many people like ourselves pop in and out of existence every minute. How many people die every minute on the planet? So what? In due course of time, no one will even remember. We're rather peripheral beings. And Krishna is the central being. It is around Krishna that everything evolves. Krishna should be in the center because he is naturally the center. Even amongst people, when people come together and when one person dominates the conversation, no one likes it. Just being arrogant. Because that is our nature. Nature is not to be central. Krishna's nature is to be central. And so when we place Krishna in the center, we feel good. And why? Because that is the natural position. And so ultimately, one selfishness should be served in that step of Krishna. That is the paradox. That is the paradox. As long as we think how to satisfy ourselves, miserable sons of Shmita. And when we quit, it's very interesting. You know, when a person quits trying to make himself happy, he tries to make Krishna happy, one actually becomes happy. It's an apparent paradox, but it's not paradox because Krishna is in the center and we're not. Krishna does not depend on us for his existence, but we depend on Krishna for ours. very quickly one quote. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the book by Srila Rupa Goswami, in the introduction to this book, Srila Rupa Goswami offers his respects to Srila Sanatana Goswami, his brother, and he considers him his spiritual teacher. And then he's asking for blessings of Srila Sanatana Goswami, that only by the blessings of Srila Sanatana Goswami will he continue to write books. And so Srila Prabhupada comments that this is the paragraph from Srila Prabhupada's Nectar of Devotion. Nectar of Devotion is the study guide of Bhakti Rasamrita. That Srila Prabhupada is covering the introduction. He writes the following. The author of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami, very humbly submits that he is just trying to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. Just. Although he humbly thinks himself unfit for this work. Now the instruction. It's time to wake up, but he missed everything else. Not sleep. So this is an instruction. Prabhupada says that should be the attitude of all preachers of the Krishna consciousness movement, following in the footsteps of Srila Sanatana Goswami. What should be the attitude? I'll do the sentence again. The Rupa Goswami very humbly submits that he is just trying to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, although he humbly thinks himself unfit for this work. And Prabhupada says that should be the attitude of all preachers of the Krishna consciousness movement, following in the footsteps of the Rupa Goswami. We should never think of ourselves as great preachers, but should always consider that we're simply instrumental to the previous acharya, previous teachers. And simply by following in their footsteps, we may be able to do something for the benefit of suffering. So, that's again, question. Oh, really? Yeah. Something benefit. I hope nothing dangerous